Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another post of our Nailed It Challenge, where today we are doing Wakanda Forever. This is going to be the look that we're going to be attempting today. I'm trying to get out the way so y'all can see, but my iPad is on center stage, you know. But anyway, this is what we're going to be trying. I see Ebony already got on their dashiki. I just realized it. Black power, that's what's up. So as usual, we're going to see how well we do. We think it's pretty simple, but every time we think something simple, it ain't that simple. So
and this
let's
is
do our best and see how well.
And this
is what?
You didn't even introduce us, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this is the podcast with no name.
I'm Ebony.
And I'm Paris. And welcome to our Nailed It Challenge. I'm so sorry, y'all.
This is your choice this week, right?
Yeah. I thought that was super dope. If you saw last week, you seen that what Ebony did, she nailed that when she did it really well. But I abandoned the challenge and I did something like this because it was just too cute. And so now I want us to try it again on our challenge. I think it's nice. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this gold. So let's get started. First off, you know, as far as a whole base and stuff, me and Ebony real optional about that. And I think it's gonna be real optional today. I ain't doing no foundation. I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna get this gold.
I don't even own foundation. I have none on. But I do got on a little blush and some eyeshadow and mascara. So I'm not even going to clean my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the gold to it.
Okay.
Why not?
I need to find a little
this pen.
Oh, that's what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh. I saw that if you put micellar water on your brush, if you dip your brush in micellar water and then put it in your eyeshadow, it makes it like a liquid eyeliner. So I'm hoping to attempt that. And I'm just trying to find a little line brush. Although I do remember I do also have this. I got from a Korean store, but I don't think it's bright enough to really yeah, you can't see that. So that ain't gonna work. But I do still got yellow and orange if this thing don't work. I got other options. As for a topic today, I don't know if you want to share anything you want to talk about, Ebony?
My few Evie Av having him a good time.
I had to mute myself for a second because I'm just good now. What's going on?
I don't think not yet. Nothing has popped in my head yet.
Do you want to continue talking about the existential crisis that I was having in my dream?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. So I was telling Ebony that I don't know if it happens to other people, but sometimes I have the issue when I don't sleep really well that I'm asleep, but I still feel very conscious. So even though I may be dreaming, sometimes it feels very much like it's happening right now, in the real world. Sometimes I even feel man, I've crossed over into a different dimension or something because I feel so conscious, in those people. But anyway, I was having a dream that I was talking to my dad, and I don't know if people are familiar with the new telescope that just came out with NASA. It's JWS. It's James Walton or some science stuff. I don't know, but it's the JWS telescope. And so, give me 1 second.
I don't know if this is gonna work, actually.
Okay. With your pencil?
I'll chop it.
Here. So this new telescope, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. is more powerful than the Hubble telescope that we've been using for the past like however many years.
Mhm.
And what they decided to do with this new telescope is that instead of pointing the same direction that the Hubble telescope was, which was like basically in the direction that our sun was facing, we
Mhm.
decided to point it in the complete opposite direction.
Mhm.
And like some of the science before was like it's so powerful that maybe we might even possibly be able to see the beginning of the universe.
Mhm.
Because we learned that when it comes to like space and time is only linear for us as 3D beings. But when it comes to like being out in space in different parts of space, time is not linear. It's more like things have already happened, but depending on what part of the universe you're in, depends on what you're experiencing. So like they talk all the time about like a lot of the stars that we see in the sky and stuff are probably like already dead or on their way to dying. But it takes so long for the light to like reach us that we're just now like experiencing these stars.
Mhm.
So when you consider that, like, you know, as far as like time goes, like we're experiencing it in the present. One part that I was talking about that was, what was I saying? I was saying, now that I'm repeating it again, I can't remember. Do you remember what I was saying, Ebony?
We talked about so much. That was like 45 minutes.
I know, and it's crazy because I remember the dream, but now that like I'm trying to like recap it, I can't remember it. But
No, we talked about light
you see
and
this?
dark. Can I see what? You froze.
Can you
Oh,
see this?
kinda.
Let me take it off Wi-Fi so I can just use my mobile data, and it'll probably be smoother. Yeah, I don't feel like this like color is really showing up. I'm gonna try one more time, and then I might have to switch to this orange pen, like a liquid pen, and then like try to put the gold on top of it. Oh, but I remember at like one point I was like telling my dad, it's like, oh, like when we seen pictures of like out in space, and like when we look back at like we take pictures of like the planets like Jupiter, Saturn, or we look back at like Earth, like we see like the Earth, like it's kind of like lit up and we see like it's blue and oceans and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy thing is like we go out in space and like space is dark. So and from what we understand, like Earth doesn't radiate its own light. Literally all of our light source comes from our star, which is our sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that like, and we know this, but we don't really know this, but like the sun burns so bright that it technically illuminates everywhere that's around them in the space. So that's why we see the stars and stuff. Same things that we're able to see the stars that are billions of light years away in the sky here too, because they're so bright, they're illuminated. So I was just like, technically, like we always think of space as dark, but technically, probably space is really bright.
Right.
Like we've probably seen like you're in the space of darkness, but it's probably like really, really bright because you have all these stars that technically are like so bright that illuminates the earth. That space isn't like the endless darkness that we probably like associate with it or think of. Mm-hmm. And then I was also like just talking to my dad, and I was like thinking about that too. I was like, okay, so Earth is like 4 or 5 billion years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you consider that Earth is like 4 or 5 billion years old, like the oldest creatures that we know that we dug up are dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are only 65 million years old. So like technically you have 4,935,000,000 years left that like the earth was created. And even in that like 65 million years that like dinosaurs were on the earth, like the earth was completely different for dinosaurs. And then they went extinct and earth changed. And there's a time that the earth went through the ice age where like everything was cold and covered in ice. And so we had these animals, like these creatures like woolly mammoths and saber-tooth tigers that were around until like later the earth like atmosphere changed again, and then they evolved, And this orange is not bright either. What the heck? And I think it's old. Yeah, it's old. It smells terrible. I don't think I ever used that. But anyway, like they moved on and evolved into like elephants and the tigers we know today.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, after they had been on Earth for how, like, in the time that they've been on Earth, however long, like, somehow, like, the climate on Earth was just right that we showed up somehow.
Right.
All of a sudden, like, it evolved and humans are here. And so I was just like, that's crazy. Like, if you consider that, like, how, like, the Earth's climate has changed, it's, like, evolved its creatures and this and that, whatever. And like we know like some of that has to do is like at some point in time, like why was the earth so cold if we have the sun? So something about like the gravitational pull or like the proximity of the earth to the sun had been different. And we know that like our galaxies worked in gravitational pull. And then with like the new images from the JSW telescope, we learned that like the 5 galaxies that we know of, like in the Calliope or something like that, we call that. We just realized that like 2 of the galaxies are actually like a lot closer together than we thought. And because like galaxy has their own gravitational pull, because they're so close, technically each galaxy's gravitational pull is like changing and reshaping the other galaxy and like possibly whatever solar system or something's in there. So same thing like could have happened to ours. It's like why we went to the ice age and maybe there was another galaxy that was biased at one time or something changed the gravitational pull of our galaxy. And so that's why like our earth went through an ice age and whatever. So it's just like if you consider that and things can change, consider like and there's like 4 billion years. What if this is just like a cycle and like us as human beings on this earth, like this not even like the first cycle? What if this is like
Right.
over?
Well, that's what the monks been saying, that we just get reincarnated over and over and over.
Yeah. I had always considered though that like maybe we got like reincarnated on other planets. To me, I feel like this experience would be enough. Like if I had a choice, I don't want to come back here. I can't find my yellow pencil. I think it's in my other bag, which is not here.
This is definitely harder than it looks.
And you're like almost done, and I still got like a triangle in my head because I'm sitting here telling you about the existential crisis.
I like it.
In my dream. Like in my dream, mind you guys, like not even real life, like in my dream. So I forgot like what was it? It was something else I was like talking about too. Oh, but then I was saying like the crazy thing too is like, okay, so we think like we may be able to telescope because we know that time is not linear in space. Time is only how us as like human beings can understand like how things work. We only live in the present in the day-to-day space, where in the universe things are just happening at whatever in different parts. Like time isn't linear, everything's moving like this. Like some things happened already, something blah blah blah, depending on what part of the universe you are. So we think that like, okay, we could look back to the beginning of the universe into like the Big Bang. But then I was thinking too, like when I was saying like, oh, like space is like this endless blackness, right? Which is like huge. And so it's probably like, you know, lit up all the time by these stars. Mind you, also, this telescope has showed us that like in human vision, we can only see like a certain like amount of light, like that we can like that our eyes can like detect, which we know because of like when we put a crystal to the light refracts and makes a rainbow, right? And we would never see that light. It's all just regular light to us. So the same thing is happening in space. Like they're showing that like at some places, like if we just think it's black, like it's all these beautiful colors that this universe, is making or is out there. So space may not even necessarily be black per
Right.
se. It may be like this beautiful kaleidoscope of all these like, different colors.
Mm-hmm.
And one second. So also consider that. I was just like, well, the crazy thing too is that like literally we know like our understanding is that like the universe is constantly like expanding and moving into space. Like in our mind, the world is stagnant, but really like our galaxy is flying through space at all the time. We're constantly moving.
Right.
An expansive thing. But then I was thinking like all of a sudden like my existential crisis too was like everything starts with darkness.
Right. So
I'm like, the universe of Earth, like all of it exists in black and darkness. And then like even like I understanding like biblical, like when God created the world, like it was dark. And then he told them, let there be light, and everything else was created out of the darkness. And then the first man, Islamically, the first man is created out of black sand. And then the one was made out of brown sand. So they're black and brown people, and we understand too that like now we understand like everything. Are you okay?
Your daughter and my niecey poo set me up. The whole curtain just fell.
Oh man.
Go ahead. I tried to fix it from when they was here. Go ahead.
Let me see if this yellow shows up.
I'm listening.
Can you see that? Barely. I'm gonna keep trying. You can kind of see. So, yeah, I was just like, and so then, society and man are formed and created from black people. And I was just like,
right.
All of this. But again, somehow people ended up on this earth. Somehow in this form. And I was just like, how did we get here? Like, I don't understand.
Right. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Every day is a gift. And just like kids who look at the world with wonder in their eyes, we should be trying to do the same thing too. We should be figuring out how to make our lives and this experience wondrous and joyous and see it through the lens of the kid, because it really is amazing. You breathe on your own, you digest on your own, you do so many things without even thinking about it. And we know like not all processes are that way. So what you're doing is really having a unique experience once you really start thinking about it. You're like, this is pretty cool. This is pretty unique. I don't really know what happens after I go. I don't know where I came from. But what I do know is all I have is right now, So how can I make the best out of right now and enjoy this experience that I have? Because it really is pretty amazing when you think about these things. Like the more I start to understand like the earth and doing the research and things like that, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Agreed. And I think like it takes you out of like yeah.
Motorbike.
Because my children tend to watch English shows.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Aurora was little, she used to say skipping rope instead of a jump rope. But oh shoot, I'm supposed to go well. Okay, let me figure this out. But absolutely. And like I was saying before, it's like sometimes like we forget how like centric we make ourselves as like human beings to the universe. And I'm like, you're really so tiny and probably very insignificant except to yourself and your people.
Right. And that's a part of, we talk a lot about it's some things that you have to reconcile, when you're here. And one of the things you have to reconcile is that you're nothing. You're everything and you're nothing. And that what you do matters to you. And it may not matter to anyone else, not even your parents, your friends, the people in your community may not matter. But everything that you do and the experience that you having is for you. It's unique to you. It's because you're alive and you're having this experience, and only you can experience it the way you do. No one else can do that. And so when we always trying to get people to see things our way or relate to us, or get people to come on our side to revert. But it's like it's hard to do that because we all have our own different experience, and we're experiencing life through this body, and each body has different needs and abilities, and it's just very amazing when you think about it in that way. Like, this, even if I go and have the same experiences as another person, it will still be different because I'm the person experiencing it, and I am different from the other person who is experiencing it.
Right. Right.
Pretty cool.
It is. We're just like, yo, this morning that was a lot.
I mean, I think that that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. When you realize you're nothing, you'll stop worrying about what people say about you and what people expect of you. Because you're like, I have this one life to live. I can't worry about other people's expectation because I may do it exactly the way I think that they want it. And it's still wrong because I can't experience it like the other person can.
Right.
And so you start to stop trying to people please and live your life for you and show up for you and do what make you feel good, regardless of what other people going to say about it. Because again, they can't feel it. No matter how bad you want the next person to feel what you're feeling, they can't. They just can't. They can relate, but they can't feel it. Unless they're going through the same thing that you're going through, they can't feel it.
Right. That's like this is like really like maybe far left, but that's like I think like Dave Chappelle made this joke, and he was like, oh, you say like, oh, I'm hungry, and like I don't, like I don't want to eat this for lunch, and they're like, they're starving kids in Africa, and he's like, yeah, well, what they gotta do? But I want to eat for lunch, but it's like the excuse of like, oh, it could be worse, and whatever, and it's like absolutely, like you understand that, but at the same time, like this is a situation like I'm in. I deal with that, and this is another digression, but for example, like we talk about like the issues you would have in a relationship, and there's times like you're just so frustrated, whatever, and sometimes you go, well, I could have it worse, but at the same time, I don't. It's like you have to like reconcile, like I could have it worse, but at the same time, like I wouldn't stand for that anyway, so I wouldn't be in that situation, but I'm having to deal with what I have to deal with. And while I'm not dealing with someone beating me upside the head, I'm dealing with somebody who doesn't listen or communicate well, or it's like, maybe has some issues of, being misogynistic or narcissistic. And that's the reality that you live in. So exactly, it's like you want other people to feel what you want to feel, or even not, like people try to diminish your feelings of what you have too, because they're like, it could be so much worse, like stop complaining. I'm like, at the same time, like I'm here. Like,
right.
Like I'm experiencing it, and this is like my experience. Like, what do you want me to do?
For me, I learned to at this point not say that, just say experience it with gratitude. Even the bad stuff that you're going through, it means you still alive. So be grateful that you're still alive, and you can experience the good with the bad.
Right.
Even though it's not ideas, it doesn't make any sense to tell me what somebody halfway around the world was going through. But what I can say is, yeah, suffering or pain is a part of living. But I mean, you live it.
Yeah, and that's like my dad reminds me all the time. He's like, sometimes in our things, like we're frustrated, like with our bills, whatever. But the bigger scope of the things that like you're able to afford them, and you have to be in that mindset of like just be thankful that you're able to pay them. Sometimes, like when you make more money or you have new positions, like new opportunities arise, and you're like, man, I'm spending more money than I ever did before, but you had new opportunities afforded to you, and so sometimes you have to be thankful for that, like in the bigger scope of things.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's hard though. Like I understand. Lipstick. I left all the other makeup in there. I ain't got no mascara.
Dang. Trying to get myself a crown without actually taking down my hair. Being lazy. Yeah, lazy.
You should wear your bun again.
I ain't been. I had my hair down today.
Oh, I was say you so proud of your bun, shorty.
I had my hair down today. I've been wearing it down because I'm about to wash it. So I've been trying to get, you know what, by the time I wash it, it stay up there. It stay in whatever style for like a month. So I was trying to get me some downtime.
Wow.
I'm so ready to be bald. I can't wait. I'll be fantasizing about being bald. I do. That's how I know I'm getting ready for it. I ain't even gonna tell nobody. I'm just gonna show up one day bald.
And it's funny because me and you are now going in the opposite directions again.
What you mean? You want hair now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm over hair. I've been doing hair, and that's a lie. I don't really do much, but I'm over hair. I'm over it. I don't want it. Uh-oh, we ended in 10 minutes.
Well, good things like we did pretty good. Like I'm done. I don't even I don't have nothing. I don't even have no lashes, girl. that would at least add a little pizzazz, a little something. Like dang. Struggling out here.
I don't even have like a safety pin. I mean, bobby pin. That would have been cute. Look.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
I don't have a bobby pin. I can't hold it.
Good job with your little dashiki. You look cute. Go ahead, girl.
God, hold it. Hold on. My look ain't complete yet. We still got 10 minutes. Let me see if I can find huh?
A bobby pin magically pop up. I hope one do. It's cute. I hope you get the spark of imagination you need. Yeah.
I'm the only one that like to complete the look. Y'all get on my nerves.
Look, I don't have all this stuff. Cruella de Vil, I completed that one the best I could. But look, nobody got a whole costume shop, okay? Nobody
I ain't even been able to do that because I got too much hair these days.
No, you got a whole party city in your house, and you like, everybody else completely look, ma'am.
Listen, I'm in a dashiki. This is my regular clothes. What you talking about?
I don't have a dashiki though.
Why you ain't got a dashiki, ma'am? I got like 6 of them. Why you don't got one?
I don't know. That's the question. That's a real question out here. Why don't I have one? I don't know, shorty. You're welcome, but I should have one. But the fact of the matter still stands. I don't have a party city in my house, okay? We was at your house this weekend, and we was everything. From rap to crumpers, to jabberwockies, to Dia de los Muertos, everything, okay? All at your house in one place.
It ain't my fault. I host fun shops and let people, just show up the way they want.
Live their fantasy.
Yes.
I thought it was so funny. If people came, they're like, "My name is whatever." I was like, "Okay, boring."
No, it was only one person that wrote that real name. Everybody else made up a name, which is the funnest part. Like, don't write your real name. You could be anybody.
I don't know. Next time I might be a Kardashian. This time my name was Tone Loc. I introduced myself. I was like, "Hi y'all, I'm Tone Loc, and I like to do the wild thing." You look so pretty.
Thank you.
And you get to go to class like that? Oh, mashallah, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, no. It's our break. But it's okay. I'm about to make some videos, or at least
The
a
best
video.
one you did, I don't mean the best one, but I like it. But the one I like the best, you don't even get to show off in class. Boo!
This is good for me. I'm already in the hot seat. Imagine me show up like Wakanda. Wakanda.
Like, why you gonna be mad? Why you gonna be mad? This is my culture. You mad at my culture? I think it might be my culture. I don't know where I'm from. Wonder why that is. Give him a hard time. You don't even know. But I think we did a pretty good job. I think Ebony looks like a beautiful African woman, and I look like the girl from Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, you look like a warrior. You look like a real warrior.
I feel like I look like Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy, but I did that though. Worked it out with my eyeshadow. It's all right. If I could have did the whole thing, we might have been okay. But we was crunched for time. Y'all don't even know. I'm outside in the elements. Y'all might have guessed what other stuff. But y'all don't even know. But this was a podcast without no name. This is another Nailed It challenge. I think we actually nailed it this time. We did a good job. But vote for who's your favorite. Mine is Ebony for sure. Put an E down in the comments for Ebony and put a P down in the comments for Paris. And we hope to see you next time. Also, feel free, try some stuff. Like, you're at home, you ain't got nothing to do. Play in your makeup, okay? Just because you're grown, you can't be home and play and not playing your makeup. Just do it. This is what we did to have a moment to just be silly. So, feel free to join us any other time that we're on here too. And we love y'all. Love, peace, and a bottle of every. And so, until next time, guys.
See ya.
Bye.